The courage to change, the courage to be you, the courage to experience is really possibly a secret code. And I am feeling everything from the full moon. I am excited as I am here on TikTok Live. I'm also on YouTube Live, which I enjoy. So you can subscribe to my YouTube page at Hope is Speaking. Hello, Counselor Cat Mom. Hello, Benjamin Lewis. I see some of my hopefuls that have graciously ran into the room, and that is a good feeling. Happy Monday in every way. That's a good feeling because there are many conversations on social media. However, to have people that are excited to hear you or see your content or are excited about the beauty that is you in any way is it's a really beautiful space of appreciation. And it's why I continue to show up. And it's why I also sink into my space of courage, because you never know who is encouraged by what you do. You never know who's encouraged by just you showing up. So this is what this is about. And it could be possibly because of my connection, because I'm outside. Thank you, Kristen, and Fairly Long 409 for the follow. So courage, 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 courage. It's going to take courage, which just means, let's break that word down. Courage means to act with ultimate strength. So the courage for me to go and ask this person for a job is for me to ask with ultimate strength. Not ask and think I don't have the methods to do it, I'm not qualified, they won't pay me. No, I have the courage, I have the ultimate strength to ask, to do, to act as if, to show up as if it is already done. And I speak about this often because there's several people that are operating without courage. They don't believe they have courage. They don't know how to access their courage. And the belief is that's just not for me. That is not true. That has never been true. You've always had courage. Now, there may have been instances in life where you then found that, maybe I don't because this is how it worked out. No, maybe that one scenario was there to teach you something about yourself. And my courage strictly comes from a space of, I want to live the fullest life that I can live. I always knew that there were certain things, thank you, Robbie, that I did not want to do in life. I never wanted to be at a office job with fluorescent lighting. I had the courage to say, okay, I'm going to take that option out. What else is there? I never wanted to stay in the same place. Okay, if I take that option out, what else is there? How do I accomplish this life? If I want to truly just believe that I have the power to create the life that I want, okay, that means you really have to lean on that courage. Regardless of what happens. And it's less of a space of why is this happening to me and more of a space of how am I growing in this? What is this teaching me? How do I become more powerful in this moment? Because I always joke, I don't listen to my parents, although I do. I listen to the great things that they have said. I had just always chose to do what I wanted. But that wasn't in a space of robbing, stealing cars. That was simply a space of, yeah, I'm going to take this road in life. I became a flight attendant because I knew I wanted to travel. I knew I wanted to move every 3 to 5 years and learn and explore and learn languages and leave men in the countries that I found them in. And I chose to say that it is this or nothing. There was no option opposite. It is this or nothing. It is this or nothing. Not, I guess I just got to go out and get a job at Target. No, 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 no. Your life is actually up to you when you choose to take radical responsibility. And that radical responsibility means it's up to you, it's on you, and it's in you to choose. It's in you to choose. When I chose to leave my career of flying to become a professional speaker, that was a choice that I stood in. I didn't say, I'm only going to do this, and if in 6 months it doesn't pan out, then oh well. No, 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 no. I know what's in me. I know what's in each and every one of us as human beings. I know it. I believe it. I walk in it every day. And I was told by my father to walk in faith, not by sight, and that's what I do. So it didn't matter if I had the most incredible career as a flight attendant for 15 years in the 60 countries and living in London and Paris and being in every place you can imagine on a whim. I could just decide to go and go until I reached a point of personal mastery and wanting more out of life. Because my life wasn't just about this is as good as it gets. I won't get anything else. I won't be able to ever excel or change my outlook on life. This is what I'm going to do. I'm committed to it. I believe in it, and I'm walking as the powerful person that I am. That's it. And I remember when I chose to leave. When I chose to leave flying, I left in 2020. And I left because, as I shared, if you go to the top of my page and click the link in my bio, the first link is my TED Talk. And my TED Talk speaks specifically on the shift that shifted my life. It speaks specifically on what changed my life. And it speaks specifically in me having the courage to say, this is what's next. So on that fateful day in 2019, in May, I had an emergency landing. Now, the TED Talk encapsulates this story far better than I will in this moment. I don't know what. But I knew that there was more in me. I knew that when I took a hard look at my life, I knew that I would be able to say, there's more, and I'm challenging myself to have more in this moment, in this moment, in this moment. There's a tea kettle on that's going off, and I don't know why my mom had, that's not for me to focus on. So, what is your courage? And your courage has to stem from something that is unseen. It is always something that's unseen. But when I went back to my emergency landing, as I said, go to the top of my page, click the link in bio. My TED Talk is there, as well as all of my other links, this microphone, my Amazon store, Cash App, Venmo, my YouTube, which is Hope is Speaking, which also has incredible uplifting content, as well as content for professional speaking, as well as confidence within speaking. And on TikTok, let's get these likes up. Tap that screen. Thank you. So, yes, I've lived an incredible life. I don't know about y'all, because most people that I see, your lives are incredibly boring. Now, that is from my perspective. I wouldn't ask you to live my life. I live a fabulous life, but quite crazy from some people's perspective. But that's what I wanted. I wanted to learn myself through every country that I traveled in. And I was, for the most part, with myself. Notice I did not say by myself. I said with myself. There's a difference. There's a difference when you're with yourself. I am my best friend. I am my guardian. I am my protector. I am my savior. I am my power. I'm with myself. I'm not by myself. And through every country, culture, language, person, place, and thing, I was discovering that I have an incredible amount of power to create. And that power to create simply came from my power of belief in myself. My power of belief in myself. And I share this because there are several people that I know you don't even believe in yourself. So why would you believe in someone else? Do not take that as a point of dismay when someone does not believe in you or your dream or the route that you're going. Most people don't believe in themselves. They don't even believe in their power to do anything, to create anything, to be what they want. So to see you walking passionately towards something that you want, that you believe in, may create that space where they say, whoa, if they can do it, why can't I? If they can do it, why can't I? And let me know if you can hear me clearly, because I am in the backyard. And if you cannot hear me clearly, I will just shift around and go inside because there's sounds. I speak fiercely of this because I am confident in my solitude. Again, I didn't say by myself. I am confident in my solitude. I do not adhere by anything that says, as a woman, be careful. As a woman, don't go out at night. No, I'm a human. I'm a human. There are times I go out at night. There's been plenty of times I've walked home at 3 a.m. in whatever city I've lived in. That's because I walk with a power and a confidence where I always feel protected. However, I share that because I do not think that's beneficial to always tell women what is not safe for them. We are human beings. At times, we'll have to walk alone at night. That does not mean we are at a higher chance of having harm happen to us. However, I felt so empowered in really seeing, traveling, learning myself through learning the world. I felt unstoppable because when I moved to London and was based out of Heathrow, there was really no packet to learn that. I did have my occupation as a flight attendant, but I had to figure it out. I already had my national insurance number, which is similar to your social security number, but finding a place, I had to figure that out. Finding my GP, general practitioner, I had to figure that out. Taxes, I had to figure that out. Getting around the city, I had to figure it out. And I did. So that inspired me to say, wow, I did it once. Outside of my comfort zone, outside of the country I was born and raised in, I can do this anywhere. All it took was that one time to implant that deep seed of courage of, wow, you can do it. Of course you can do it. You did it once, do it again and again and again and again. There was never a time where I thought, do I know anyone there? Is there someone to help me? I am there to help me. I help me. I can always lead me where I need to go. Now, there may be resources that can be used. There may be people, places, events, and circumstances that will come out to help me. However, I trust myself to have the most optimum outcome every time. Every time. And it will take that trust to birth that courage. And that courage is that thing that says, this is what I want and I'm going to get it. So after living in London and then moving to Paris and then moving back to London and then coming to New York and then saying, okay, where do I actually want to live? Where do I want to be? Not where do I have to be? Where is closest to work? Where are my friends living? Where is the cheapest? No, I dream and go. There's a big difference between living where you want to live and living where you think you can only live. It makes a huge difference. It makes a huge difference. In reality, I've lived in major cities for the bulk of my adult life. So it really costs the same. And I'm not really looking at the cost because I want what I want. However, even if you think of a space such as like New York, not everyone in New York is paying $50,000 a month for rent. There are people who are making it work. There are people who have lucky breaks. There are people like me who randomly met someone and said, oh, hey, my cousin's moving out. You can move in. We'll work out price. Even that belief that, yeah, this will work for me is the courage that it takes. Not, I could never live there. It's way too expensive. I don't know how to get around. I don't know anyone. It's not going to work for me. I'll feel unsafe. You will have to shift your thinking into your position of power of, this is what I want, so it wants me, and I'm going forward. Yeah, will there be times where you may not always feel that you are knowing the path? Sure, that's a part of it. But you do. You do. And you will. And you are. And so when I speak of courage, I really speak of that magical element or that faithful element or that unseen power of like, I don't know how, and it's not for me to know how, but I know that it will be. I don't even see how, and I know it will be. So that's what I will continue as forward. So again, if you go to YouTube, which I'm streaming on YouTube Live now, if you put in Hope TED Talk Emergency Landing, my TED Talk will come up, and I'm touching on a bit of these points because I made the decision after I had the emergency landing, and again, watch my TED Talk to understand everything, that there's more in me. Yeah, flying is amazing. Yes, being able to travel the world whenever I want, free of cost, is one of the biggest investments that I gave to myself, to my family, to my friends, to my future me. Okay, just a minute. Okay, so after going through post-traumatic stress disorder, I said to myself, what is next? What is next really? What do you want? Do you want to continue to fly around the world and have men all around the world and move all around the world and tell people all the countries and places you've been? If you want to continue doing that, great. But if you choose to challenge yourself for something more, now is the time. And after being on a plane that was going to go down for an emergency landing, that changes everything. And I decided, thank you, Mag, one of my favorite hopefuls on my TikTok Live, always coming in to support and check in during his work time. Thank you for checking in. I always appreciate you, and we really need to get these, while you're here, get these likes up because they playing. So I chose to say, you know what? What's in me that wants to be discovered? What do I want to show in life? It was more so, what is my legacy? I've never felt that a job is just something that you work at for the rest of your life. I've never saw that. I never saw this one job as a place that hello, or I actually know a greeting in Russian. It'll come to me. I never saw the job as this is where I'm going to be for 40 years. I'll retire and then, I don't know, go to Miami. No, my life is different. I retired. I was already in Hawaii. It's time to restart. And for me, it was the legacy. What is my legacy? It is not about what am I doing to make money? Where am I? Who will pay me? What qualifications? No, I almost died. I almost went down on a plane. Okay? I chose to take that as a redirection. What is your life mean to you? What do you want to leave for this planet, this universe, your family, your friends, your relatives, the people that see you? Is it just traveling and having fun? Because I've done that and it is fantastic. But if there's more, this is the time, this is the redirection. There's a redirection point in our lives. Most of the time we see it as a tragic incident. Most of the time we see it as something that caused us fear and depression. Sometimes, if we're open to how it can develop us, we will see that it's actually a subtle shift. We will see that it's a shift. We will see that it's a space of redirection. We will see that life is just nudging us in another way. And I really went through the gamut. I really said, okay, I've always loved to speak. Actually, this was always in my mind to speak professionally and uplift and inspire and be a storyteller and teach how to speak confidently, because speaking is not just about how you show up in front of others. It's how you show up for yourself. My whole life is fun, Kenny. That is the difference. I don't stop having fun. This is fun. Drinking water is fun. Drinking tea is fun. Every part of my life is intentional, and I enjoy every part of it. So in that regard, I didn't see these cats all around. Everything I do is fun. And the beauty of that was I really had to write down, what do I want to dedicate myself to being the best at? Because if you want to do something, really, if you want to master something, if you want to be the best at what you're doing, you will have to dedicate yourself to it, which means do the work that is uncomfortable. Show up every day, feel the discomfort, learn, shift, change, grow consistently. If you are a musician or an artist, that's a daily practice. Me as a speaker, this is a daily practice. When I chose to say, you know what, that is what I'm dedicating my life to. I am dedicating my life to storytelling and speaking for corporations, for schools, for assemblies, at events, on panels, but truly developing my craft as a speaker, the power in my voice, the energy in my words, the message in the message, the way that it's crafted. I make this look easy because the ones who are the best at what they do have put everything into it. You won't see what they've put into it. You won't see what Beyonce puts into her art. You won't see the nights that she's up like, okay, I want to change just that by an inch. You won't see that. You never will. You're not supposed to. In fact, the best performers, artists, business people, they make it look easy because that's all they see. That's it. From an outsider's perspective, it's like, whoa, that's all they do. Well, yeah, that's dedication. That's perseverance. That's focus. My focus was not, okay, I'm just going to work a job for someone else and get a portion of the output that I'm putting in for the rest of my life. That was my choice, but I knew I have the power and the courage to do it. I chose to say this life-changing experience of being on a flight, working a flight as the head flight attendant, and even that taught me something, because I know I'm a leader. There was a reason why I was the head flight attendant on this flight, and how it shifted my perspective on life, on my productivity, on what I'm leaving. And so when I sat, and I took about 3 months off, a little over 90 days off, because I had a lot of post-traumatic stress after that incident, I had to go deep and say, what is next? Of course you love this job. Of course you love the benefits. But so what? What's next? You did one dream. What's the next dream? Because the next dream will completely overshadow this. You've received everything you needed. You've received the talents, the gifts, the abilities, the lessons to open the path for what's next. The challenge is, are you ready to say yes? Or are you going to sit back and say, that's not for me? I'm not ready. I can't do it. No, I'm taking the courage. This is it. So that was May of 2019. Everyone knows what happened in 2020. So by the time 2020 came around, I had already lived my pandemic. I had already shut the world out and saw what was real for me. I had already experienced, well, my true happiness and bliss, because I had already moved to Hawaii. I was driving my dream car, living in a beautiful home, and actually it was one time where I truly made decisions based on what I wanted. So when the pandemic came around, I was not fearful or upset. I was living in Hawaii. I was exactly where I wanted to be. Now, if I did not take that chance, and if I would have said, nah, I'm going to wait till next year in 2019, boy, I would have felt that during COVID. I would have felt that, but I didn't. And that's where I had the courage to say, there's more in me. I'm going for it. Yeah, but Hope, traveling the world, that's okay. I'll build the next dream up to a point where I'll be able to go wherever I want anyway. And when I retired, I kept my flying benefits. But it was never a choice of, I can't do it. This is as good as it gets. If I leave flying, I'm leaving these 15 years. I'm leaving the safety and security. I'm leaving these benefits. I'm leaving. No. I'm not leaving anything. It's never left me. It's always with me. What I'm doing is believing and trusting in the courage and the power and the beauty that is me and always has been me, to recreate a new dream, a new life, a new story, to show myself and possibly teach others the power that is in them. So I went forward courageously. Sure, why not? Yeah, but Crypto Tracker, it's less of that. It's just everything is a lesson for me. You can call it destiny, sure. Everything that happens in life, I see it as a lesson. It's not always that it was supposed, but that is a way of looking at it. However, everything from life is for me to build upon, to learn from, to gain from. There's nothing that is here to take away from me. That's how I see it. But I stand empowered. There is nothing that will stop me from anything in life, ever. This is how I see life. There is nothing, there is no system, there is no person, there is nothing that will stop me from what I want, period. Right? I don't feel limited. I just go forward as if it's done, because I have that courage and I've done it before. Until you do it, you don't believe you can do it. And continue to like the live. We're not even up to 1,000 likes yet. Having that courage means I got to break off from whatever societal structures, from whatever I've been taught. That's what I learned through traveling. There were so many things that we live in, abide by, base our life off of, that may not be beneficial to us anymore. It may be beneficial when you were 4 years old, but it's not beneficial for you at 40. This is also why I encourage just trying to be in a different space, because when you're in similar spaces, specifically to where your family or familiarity is, there's less of that space of growing into what is you. Because if you are in that hometown or that space, people could say, oh, look at Hope trying to do this. I remember her when she was this. I remember her when she tried to do this. I don't care what you remember about me. This is what I am now. But that so often can stop people from their change, from their shift. I'm never afraid. Crypto, change your questions because you're speaking from your fear. What you're saying is, I would be afraid of the uncertainty when changing a career. That's it. And as an expert communicator, this is why I understand and why I've gone into speaking. So many people operate from their space of fear and non-belief in themselves. I'm not you. Understand. And I get very passionate about this because you are constantly telling people your experience in life. You are constantly telling people how much you don't trust yourself, how much you fear change, how much you don't have a belief or courage in yourself. Didn't I just tell you I have no fear? Why would I have fear into going into something new? Listen, fear to me is used beneficially. Fear is there to keep you safe. I understand that. That's it. Yeah, of course I'm going to feel fear. This is something that's new to my body. This is something that's new to me. So fear will arise to make sure I am safe. That's all it's there for. Your brain is always there to keep you safe. And I saw a piece of content that said your brain often doesn't remember the great things. It will remember the things that made you fearful or scared or hurt you to prevent that from happening again. I know that. That's why I walk the way I do. Yeah, they're all around. So do I have fear? Absolutely not. Here's the other thing. Why have fear when you know it's for you? Tell me, if you know it's for you, why have fear? I was also in a space of, again, living in that dream moment that I created, living in a beautiful brand new home in Maui, Hawaii, driving my dream car like I was in Hawaii. It was the pandemic. My whole aviation career was flipped upside down, but it didn't matter because I was all ready to shift. I was ready to shift. When pandemic came and the company offered the ability to take early retirement, I quickly rose my hand. Great. Let someone else occupy this space with vigor and joy because it's no longer me. It's time for a new challenge. I don't step into things with fear. I go forward courageously. That is the difference. You and Crypto Tracker, I'm calling you in, not calling you out. When I speak to people, especially in the US, because I will designate which country, there is a lot of fear in just people. There's just fear. I could never do that. Weren't you afraid? No, I'm not you. I really am not. I may be a little bit off in that sense because I just go with the expectation of a positive outcome. That's it. I don't fear any space. I don't fear anything. To be completely honest, there's nothing in this physical life that I fear. I do not fear the transition of my life. I've almost had that happen on several occasions, on a few occasions. That's why I point out, go to my TED Talk. Anyone here on my YouTube live, if you go into the search bar, you put Hope, TED Talk, Emergency Landing. That is my TED Talk. That shifted me. But I also had passengers that died like in my arms on the plane. I've had a lot of interesting experiences where fear can be used as a catalyst for your dream. I don't sit in a space of fear. That's you. Learn how to use that fear to push you into spaces that will create the biggest smile and joy in your body. Like, wow. I had no idea I was possible of doing this, that this is possible. And I did it. And it really starts from, as a speaker, how you speak. But how you speak is how you speak to yourself. So if I was afraid, I'll write it out. I'll write out, what am I afraid of? Why am I afraid of this? Oh, because this is new. That was comfortable. Oh, okay, let me get this out and see it. Sometimes it just wants to get out. Get it out. Journal it out. Say it out loud. Let those thoughts get out instead of pushing them down. See where it's coming from so you can actually use that for your power. Use that for your advancement. Use that for your new dream. Use that to understand you. When I say everything can be used to empower yourself, this is what I mean. And like the TED Talk, one of the main phrases I used was, it's you. It's nothing outside of you. It's you. And I've seen a lot of content where people say everyone is us pushed out. So when you see other people, they're actually versions of you. And having a space of compassion is saying, oh, yeah, that's why I think that way. Because if I were them, I would do that. Well, you're not. They're not even thinking like that. They don't care. And that's not a bad thing. But so what? For you to be in your most fullest, honest self is to say, I have the power to create and be whatever I want. You do. You do. It will take work within yourself, your thoughts, your beliefs, what you believe is possible for you, and changing your story of yourself. Because that's all our life is. It's a story of ourselves. And I had one of my hopefuls saying, well, yeah, I don't speak out too much because as a kid, I was told to shut up. Yeah, but so what? That same story can be, I am empowered because now I use my voice. I don't even need to tell you the sad story. The sad story that you repeat every time is reinforcing that it's true. Let's change the story. We don't even need to update that as a kid I was told to show up. In reality, no one cares. It could be, I came from a space that taught me my voice. And my voice is so strong that I know the power that I possess. That could be the new story. But it takes understanding that every time you're sharing this story, you're hardwiring it into you. I choose not to share stories that don't breathe power into me because our words are building our world. And I take my words with ultimate power. There's things that I don't even joke about. I know how powerful I am. I know how powerful my words are. So there's things I won't even say. I will only speak life and power into myself and others. If I choose not to, that means I'm not involved in that conversation. People have difficulties that they are encountering in life that we don't know. Who am I to make a statement that is funny to me that could be detrimental to them and shift how they feel about themselves? Absolutely not. I don't care how anyone shows up. I am only saying uplifting things to myself and others. If not, I won't say anything. You never know what people are going through, have gone through, have just came out of. A word could completely shift someone. Completely. And I take this with ultimate power of being able to say, that's not for me to speak on. Exactly. Exactly. It doesn't matter what it looks like here. That is, to me, really the mind control, not mind control, but the game of life. It doesn't matter what I physically see now. If I'm showing up as a speaker and doing everything that a speaker does and putting myself out there as a speaker and crafting my words, I will be it. It usually doesn't happen in an hour. It usually takes time. And that's where people throw the towel in. They say they want something, but they want that feeling of it. Sometimes they want what other people will see them as, but they don't really want it. Because when you want it, sometimes life shows up and says, how bad do you want it? How much dedication? What are you willing to let go of? And I know that. And I also understand there's shedding, there's releasing. There's spaces in my life where I had to completely release, and I'm still doing that. Thank you, Emmy. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. I have still been releasing being a flight attendant because I haven't been one for 4 years. But that first year, which I shared, this is also why I have so much courage. I've gifted myself the most amazing things in life. When I retired, I said, okay, I'm going to chill for a year. I'll do what I want. I'm not thinking about money. I'm not thinking about how to make money. I'm not thinking about a job. I'll travel. I'll do whatever I want. Who has been able to do that? I did that. I thought about that when I first started flying. So I had already said, I will create my transition fund. So when I retired, it was never like, what am I going to do? First of all, it was the pandemic. I ain't doing nothing. I'm living in Hawaii. I'm eating mangoes. I've got a tan. I'm cool. Secondly, you will need that time to release. And a year is a start. I had to train myself to just relax. Think about this. So many people don't even know how to relax. I need to do that. You actually don't need to do anything. I need to send this email. I need to wash these dishes. Once you actually sit with the fact, all these things you feel you need to do, you don't need to do. You have an anxiety connected to them. A feeling of, if I don't do this, then I am worthless, or I'm not productive, or I am lazy, or I am all of that. Start deconstructing that. Take care of yourself. What you need to do is be. And oftentimes to be means I can actually connect to me. I can hear what I need. Maybe I need some water. Maybe I just actually want to sit and do nothing because I'm so used to doing something. I had to train myself to sit. Because as a flight attendant, I was always in movement. I'm getting ready. I'm packing. I'm moving, getting on the bus or the train or my taxi to the airport. I'm walking through the airport. I'm on the plane. I'm walking on the plane. I'm working on the plane. I'm getting out off of the plane, walking to the transport, taking the transport to the hotel. Okay, I'll take a shower. I'll go to sleep. I'll get up. I'll go out on my layovers. I'll shop. I'll come back. I'll go to dinner. Now I need to see, okay, I have 10 hours. Let me get some rest. I'll get up 2 hours before. I'll meditate. I'll journal. I'll get ready. I'll go downstairs. The transport will take us to the airport. Now I check in. Now I'm back on the flight. Now it was constant. I've lived an incredibly busy life with changes of altitudes, with changes of time zones, constantly. And I'm a busybody. So instead of just going to the gym, which there was a time where I would, okay, I'm here, I'm disciplined. I only have a 18-hour layover. So as soon as I land and we get to the hotel, I'll take a quick shower, I'll go work out for an hour, then I'll come back. Maybe I'll go thrift shopping, I'll come back, I'll go to sleep, or I'll go for a walk, or I'll go rent a bike, or it was constant movement. It was constant being alert, being on alert. Has the flight canceled? Has the gate changed? Is the flight broken? It's all of these things. I've lived an intentional life. However, I had to detach from that. I don't have to do anything. You retired from that. And also, I'll shift the word of retirement. It was a retirement from that. It doesn't mean I'm sitting down for the rest of my life eating pistachios. That's not even something I choose to do. I live a great life regardless. I give myself what I need. I nurture myself. I give myself time. I separate myself from others. I am genuinely in a space of appreciating me with myself, not by myself, with myself. I've gone through several separations of saying that no longer is me. That system isn't me. I don't align with that. That doesn't affect me. I like me. Okay, now I just got out of a relationship. What has come up? And I will say this, after every relationship, I give myself 1 year. And I'm usually in long relationships because I have a great picker, but I'm never actually seeking one. It's attracted to me in the best timing. But I give myself a year to analyze, to heal, to thrive, to focus on myself. It's never, all right, where's the next date? I'm not concerned about that. I take myself out on dates. And being a flight attendant, that's all I did. I would go out to dinners with myself. I would shop with myself. I would take myself skydiving. I would take myself hiking. I would take myself, you name it, I've done it with myself. The presence of someone else is great. However, I'm going to do it regardless. I'm going to be it regardless. With you here, you are just experiencing it with me, but I'm not waiting for someone to have these experiences. So, when I gave myself that 1 year to chill, yeah, it was in the middle of COVID, of 2020. I said enjoy. Enjoy life. You will find what's for you in that time. And I trusted myself. I had a 15-year career and it was fantastic. But now I'm in Hawaii and I'm just living. And even that whole concern with what are you doing? What's your job? Why? Just meet me. Just find out who I am. This is purely my perspective, but yeah, I think most people are boring because the stories they make up about someone is solely connected on what they think they know about their profession. And if they don't currently have a profession, then there's a whole nother list of adjectives. There's plenty of people, most of y'all don't even want to work. And that's okay. If you had the option of I just want to chill and live or travel, do it. This thing with, well, they don't got a job. Well, maybe they have $700,000 from a trust fund and they're just living. What does the lack of a profession have to do with the worthiness of a person? And we're also in a space, specifically in the US, where capitalism defines you. So your productivity, how much you work. I worked 60 hours in one day. That's not healthy. That's not actually great. That's only valued here. Let me tell everyone on both my TikTok live as well as YouTube live, understand only in the US, the amount of hours you worked is valued highly. This is the only place. Okay? Understand that. Um, so I courageously said, I'm leaving. I'm leaving. I'm done with this. I already had a flight almost go down. I've gained everything I wanted from this experience. I'm ready for what's next. It's true, Casey. I chilled, and then I had to really release, like, I'm no longer that flight attendant. I was so used to, I mean, it's the truth. And here's the other thing. I also saw this from my dad. And anyone who's new to my chat, I have shared, my father passed away the end of December. So there's a lot of things that he said that have really jumped to the forefront of my mind. I never saw someone like work, and say, I hate this job, but I gotta work. That was not my dad. My mother never worked. My father did. And he would say, okay, I'm taking these 3 months off. We're gonna travel. We're gonna do this. Or I'm gonna fix this on the house, or we're gonna do this. I didn't see that. Productivity, sure. During your time of productivity, make it productive. But I am not sacrificing my health, my well-being, and my life for the ability to be productive. That's not productive for me. This is why I chose the professions that I was in, because I loved them. And I also chose professions that weren't, thank you. Yeah, I love my dad. He's still with me. All of his ideas. The reason why I'm speaking or even by this pool is because of him. So it's never a space of loss. It's only showing really what I gained and the legacy that I live in because of him. So there's many beautiful lessons that I've learned, and I'm still learning in this time of grief. And I even woke up this morning saying, be easy. Be easy on yourself. You are still like, you're not even 3 months into grieving your father. In fact, today is 3 months, I believe. Tomorrow will be. Be easy, because I do have that element of pushing myself. And I love to speak, so this isn't difficult for me. And this is actually a practice. It's like my speaking gymnasium. And I'm here to remind everyone, regardless if they lost someone or not, be easy with yourself. Give yourself what you need. Really do less. Thank you, Humble Truth. Do less. This whole thought of I'm doing more, I got 80 hours in 1 hour, like that's not. Who are you? To speak so highly about your productivity, who is that impressing? There's also the other sense of, there's several people in my lineage who have had lots of productivity that were not compensated for it. I will not do it, okay? I am not going to lose my health, my sleep, my well-being over a job. There's too many people. This hard work, nah, man, I'm done with that. I do work smartly and to the most of my potential, but this thing of hard work, they don't even care. Your employer doesn't care. That's the thing. They ain't looking at you. They just looking at numbers. They don't actively see this person is working very hard. They don't care. Especially if it's a manager, they're answering to someone else, but the owner actually does not care. You are replaceable. None of it actually matters to them, because you can just be replaced by someone else. And knowing that can be empowering. That can be empowering. Like, oh, maybe, yeah, I mean, I do enjoy my job. And on the weekends or 1 hour a week, I'm putting my love and productivity into what I love. Maybe it's painting. Maybe it's baking. Maybe it is learning a skill, learning how to code, learning how to color my hair. But your whole life's work is not for the benefit of someone else, ever. Remember that. And especially being here in the US, where people eat lunch and they're still working. No, eat and don't even be on your phone. Like, actually eat a meal and be present. Instead of, I just got to eat this and then I'll get back on the phone. No, 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 no. Give yourself that beauty of that space of, this is my time right now to give my body delicious foods, and this is a beautiful meal. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. And I also learned that while living in Europe, but just across the board. This country has built people into like incredible worker bees that forget that we are human. We actually have our own needs, and we put others' needs, specifically employers' needs, above us. Think about how that may serve you. And if it doesn't, pray about it, meditate on it, journal about it, see what that means for you. It's just a thought. Because you are the most important thing in your life. When you realize the love you put into yourself flows out into your parents or your partner or your kids or your business, that's where it starts. Put that love and nurturing and time into you first. Specifically women. We have constantly been taught to abandon ourselves to serve others. Not gonna do it. Not gonna do it. Okay? I love others. I have compassion for others. And I am, what's that word? It starts with the C. I am aware of others. However, this thought for women that you need to do everything for others and make everyone else happy before yourself may not be serving us. Now, this doesn't mean like throw everyone to the side. Maybe if that works for you, sure. What I'm saying is check in with yourself. Am I overworking myself? Have I taken care of my needs? Have I indulged in a beautiful meal today? Have I hydrated? Okay. Now that I have, now that I've checked in, I can ensure and help others. But abandoning your needs for the needs of others, that's done. That's done. Well, you should. I don't care what you think I should do. That comes from my act of courage. Didn't I tell you I retired? I gave myself a year off. Then I started a new career. Then I did this. Then I've done that. My courage comes from my record of doing what I want successfully, not from listening to your scrappy sense of what life is. I don't care what you think I should be doing. In fact, you should ask yourself why you believe I need to care what you believe my life should be. In reality, it means nothing. Your belief of what my life is means nothing. You see how that works? It really means nothing. It's really just a control that you have. And it maybe stems from a space of insecurity. Because when you're insecurity and you can control, that control feels like security, but it's not. It's just that you are insecure. And the only way to feed your insecurity is to control something outside of you, because there's a lack of control for something inside of you. That's why I don't listen to y'all mofos. Why would I listen to you? I've lived an incredible life. And I hear you. And this is why I said to a family member of mine, I hear what you're saying. I just don't listen to it. It has no authority for me. In fact, it doesn't help my direction. It's just meaningless jargon. And for you to get into a space of understanding, that is the most compassionate thing, to say, oh, yeah, that's not for me. That's something within this person, their lack of control, their insecurity. And I have compassion for that. By the way, I ain't listening to you. I'm not listening to you. Why? Are you like a parental figure? Even if I don't even listen to them. So why would I listen to you? I listen to me and my guidance system. I listen to my angels or my true intuition. I don't care. Crypto tracker. It's not about people caring. You've said this before. I don't care if you care. Your caring of me is beautiful and still has no responsibility of my life. That thought of, I care about you, what does that mean? What does that mean? That you care about me? That you care to control me? That you care. Here's the other thing. I make exceptional decisions. People will actually come to me to ask, I need help with this decision. I'm never looking at someone for a decision. And I trust life. So the other thing is, no one's going to tell me how to live. They know me enough. The ones who are close enough in my circle knows Hope's not going to. Look what Hope has done in her life. Why would she, unless you are specifically on the path that I'm on, not only am I not asking, I'm not even open to receiving what you have to say. If I was to tell someone I'm leaving my career of 15 years that allowed me to build a substantial cushion, to travel around the world, to take my friends and family around the world, to allow me to learn more languages, to introduce me to people, to really have life my oyster, I'm going to leave to start speaking professionally as a motivational speaker and do all of these things. Why would I ever listen to someone's opinion of that? When I started this talk with most people don't believe in themselves, their immediate response is, I would never do that. Why would you do that? You have benefits here, and I would never do that. I don't listen to people. People don't believe in themselves. They don't trust themselves. I'm abnormal because I trust 100% in me. 100%. That is the only way I've been able to successfully do the things I've done. I often bring this up when I did the New York City Marathon. My company was one of the sponsors, and I look at jobs as how they can benefit me. So anytime it sponsored a big event like Tribeca Film Festival, I would participate because my company would sponsor. Taste of Chicago, I would go because I had a reduced rate because my company would sponsor. These marathons, I said, yeah, I'm going to do that. Let me put my name in the lottery because it's very difficult to get into the top, I think, 7 marathons, which is San Francisco, New York, Chicago, Boston, Tokyo, London, Paris. You can't just go enter. It takes some time. And I said, yeah, I'm going to put myself in the lottery to run the New York City Marathon. I'm already a long distance runner. 10 miles is no problem. And I got selected. And I said, okay, well, I guess in 2 weeks, I'm running 26 miles. It was not, okay, now what? No. I'll start at the finish line. I'll start at the starting line. I'll end at the finish line. That's it. There wasn't, how am I going to do this? Am I going to be able to do this? What do I need to? No. Y'all complicate it. You start and then you finish. What comes in between is a part of it, but I have the strength to encompass anything that I face. I'm never afraid. That's you. This is the power you feel from my words. I truly have no fear of anything. Why would I go through life fearful? And I can tell when people are walking through life fearful. The other thing is, you have no idea what I have grown through in life. You have no idea what I've successfully navigated in life. You have no idea what, be it a trauma, a hurt, a heartbreak, a setback, what that has built me into. First of all, I have no failures. Everything is there to build me into something. The moment I say I failed at this, I can never do this, look how this hurt me, I'm not learning what this could build into me. And when I say I'm truly fearless, I am. Most won't know what that feels like. Most won't know what it feels like to up and leave a job just to say, this is the new direction. Well, why would you say that? Because I already see myself in it. I'll do what it takes. I know it's difficult. I'm great at difficult things. I do hard things with success. But I never say, I can't do this. This is not for me. This will not work. They will not like me. They do not like my hair. They do not like my skin color. They do not like me as a woman. I don't care what people like. I'm not looking at you to give me what's already in me. I am the power. I am it, not you. People will always tell you what they feel. So what? Stop giving it meaning for your life. You are built to mean and do so much more. Maybe the lesson is learning that I just got to build up a strength for what these mofos will say in the meantime, because they gonna say it. So what? You over here sitting at your mama's house. Well, so am I. So am I. But prior, I wasn't. But one of the biggest pillars of strength I have is taking away the effect of someone's opinion on how I show up in life. Because everyone has an opinion. I have an opinion. We all do. To me, everyone is right. Because from the moment you're born to that moment, your perspective has made something true. When I take away any power from someone's opinion of me, I've given myself freedom. Because there's one thing that's always consistent in life, wherever you go, whatever country, whatever language. Everyone will have an opinion on how you show up in life. It doesn't mean that they're incorrect. It doesn't mean that they're correct. It just means that we have perceptions, and how you show up in life may coincide with the perception that someone has. So what? When you take that away, that means life is easy. Guess why? Everyone in your life and every day and every moment will have an opinion on how you show up. I did not say how you live your life. I said how you show up. How you show up. How my hair shows up. I had a neighbor say, I was so mad when you shaved off your hair. Oh, okay. That doesn't mean anything to me. But if it did, if I had an insecurity about my hair, if I wanted everyone to like what I did, that would immediately set me off into like, why doesn't this person like me? Let me argue and tell them why. I don't care. Go tell that to your wife. Aren't you married with 4 kids? Why are you telling me? Okay, sure. Everything to me is okay, sure. It's neutral. It's not good. It's not bad. It's neutral. See this space of neutrality. I'm never at a space of arguing to tell you that you're right or I'm wrong or you're right. You know how much power that drains from you? You have to stop. It really shows how insecure you are. Because if you truly had security and peace and love and liked yourself, the opinion of others would just be that. It would just exist. It wouldn't shift your perception of yourself. It also wouldn't shift you to a space where I have to tell them why they're wrong. Okay, then what? Do you get a trophy? Is there a tally board of you won this and at the end of your life you receive a certificate? Is there a payment that you receive through PayPal after? It means nothing. it gains you nothing. It only pacifies a voice within you that says, I have to be right or I am not worthy. That's it. That's it. So I truly walk in a space of whatever anyone thinks is what they think. So what? But here's the other thing. Most of y'all don't know what to think. You've just been told or you've seen a way of doing things. The more that I traveled, the more I saw there's infinite ways to live life. So I'm never tightly holding on to, you have to do it this way. You have to be a Christian. You have to eat meat. You have to be a vegan. I don't know what you have to do. What you do for you is what's best for you. Cool. Maybe I can learn something from it. Outside of that, so okay, I let it go. There's nothing that I grasped so tightly onto life. And I learned that with leaving that occupation. I've learned, of course, nothing has, even math equations, depending on the formulas, you could technically have a different outcome. But it's less of what's right and more of just being observant. I don't even care about the outcome. I'm just observant of, oh, that's the answer they got. Oh, okay, cool. What would that look like for me? How did they get? Oh, okay, I'm just open. I am completely just open to learning. And that was easy because I was always shifting perspectives. I was always in a different city, country, state, hearing different languages, different foods, different musics. There was no way that I could stay stuck in the thinking of the one place that I was born and raised in. That version of me completely was buried ages ago. I am completely malleable and flexible. And I believe in me. I believe in me. I also believe I can learn something. I could be wrong. Sink into a space where you could actually be incorrect. And then sink into a space of, what would it look like for me to be open? For me to not be bothered? For me to be less restrictive? And there's a space where I would say, like, I'm so different, I'm so weird. Well, sure, but that's great. Someone's benefiting from that. Me. My courage to show up and speak is what got me to the TED stage, is what got me to the events that I've just signed the dotted line on, is the panels that I'm asked to be on, is the creative endeavors that have arisen simply because I believed enough in me. I didn't say, how is this going to work? I left being a flight attendant. I took a year off. I enjoyed life. And then I started to build. And that's it. And then I knew I still have to release some of this flight attendant stuff. I'm so used to people saying, Hope, we're going down to Brazil tomorrow. Can you meet us? And I would be like, yeah, grab my bag and go. That's not me anymore. Sure, I still travel often, but I don't need to be at everyone's gathering once a week in a different country. That took time. That took time for me to not have that fear of missing out because I was so used to hopping on a flight somewhere. That's no longer me. Now I travel when I speak and I also document those things, but it was a subtle sense of releasing and finding my new path and being flexible for that. And knowing this voice is really encouraging. It's really speaking to you. It's really maybe sharing something that you've never heard. And that is my goal. I also knew I had spoken to someone and I knew this voice was in me. And this person had told me they were violated and they had a firearm put to their head. And as they were being violated, another person was there watching. And I said, wow, I got to speak. I got to speak. Because for someone to hurt someone, For a person to hold a firearm to a young person's head, and while they are violating them, another person watch, my voice has to be heard because something happened. Someone was hurt. That's not just something you say, okay, yeah, I'm going to do this. This sounds like a great thing. Not an excuse, but that is a space where both of those people probably had a violation. And to cause that much hurt to someone, it is true, hurt people hurt people. And someone may need to hear my voice specifically from me, from seeing my hair, from seeing my beautiful skin, from hearing my experiences in life to create a shift. And I speak, the U.S. is an interesting place. Interesting in many ways. There's so many people who have not been told that they're loved, who have not been told the power that they hold, and they are hurting. I see it every day. I hear it when people talk. I see it in how they show up. They're hurt. They are crying out to just be seen. And as an elder and as human beings, we got to do more. We really got to step up and do more. What's up, Tree? We got to step up and do more. That element of saying it's not for me to help, someone else will do it. No. Maybe since you saw it, it is for you to rectify. It is for you to show up in more power. Because especially with these kids, they're watching you. They're watching us. And what's the example you're leaving? What's the example you're leaving for yourself? Starting with forgiveness. Starting with forgiving yourself. Because we've all done things that now with the knowledge that we have, we probably wouldn't go back and do it. That's a part of it. You gain more knowledge, and because you're more knowledgeable, you show up differently. But you are your own motivational speaker in your own space. You have the ability to shift and to shift people, but it starts with shifting yourself. It starts with shifting how you feel about you. It does start from a deep space of forgiveness. Really forgiving yourself. Really forgiving others. If that's what you choose to do. Sometimes forgiveness, that's its own thing. So to show up courageously in your power, as I say with my TED Talk, go to the top of my page, link in bio. It is the first link. It starts with you. This that you're hearing is because I chose to show up as my most courageous self. I chose to say, yeah, you could keep flying, but will you put every effort in if you continue to fly compared to if you step away from flying? It's never about yesing, and I'm calling you in, not calling you out. I never spoke on others. Let me call that back. I am not speaking on asking or telling someone how to forgive what they've done to you. That forgiveness within yourself is your own workbook. It's your own worksheet. And when I speak on that being for others, that's within you to give whatever you've built that looks like forgiveness or grace of others, that's within you. It's not, when I say it's you, I'm always speaking of us. It is not, I'm not going to tell someone you need to, I don't know what people need. I know what I need. And most of the time, what they did or how I'm seeing what they should be doing is a reflection of what I'm not doing. It always comes back to us. I am serious today. I am. I've shifted a bit. That's why I show up courageously, because as I said, I don't know. I had sat in a space of, man, crypto tracker. There may be a space that you see the power that you hold. And I'll leave it with that. Because, and this is calling you in, when you type your messages, they often are coming from a space of being powerless. Let me rephrase that. There is never a time where I've ever stepped in, and I have. You're actually speaking to someone who's actually done these things, where I ever go in and tell someone to put a firearm down, or there was a time I was walking home and these kids were trying to fight, and this girl picked up a brick, and I physically, she was like, I don't know, 13, 14, went and said, put that down. I'm not ever coming from, no, you have too much fear. You are not coming from your most powerful self. You're only cautious if you don't believe you cannot handle what may come back. Are my words landing? Because again, you definitely, and me as the speaker, I understand when someone talks where they are at in their journey of their power of belief within themselves. This is why, let me switch this on to a lighter note. This is why a lot of you mofos could never step to me. And let me speak to the women. You would not know how to operate around me. Seeing me on screen or seeing me speak is one thing, but being in a room, I do attract a lot of attention. And I am a gregarious person. There are more people that wouldn't know how to deal within themselves than those that could. You would not be able to handle that. And so it's still, I understand, foreign to even see a person, and I'm not even just saying as a woman, just a person operating in their full potential and strength. That is completely different from someone who's faking it. This ain't a front. But I carry this power with me because others need to see the power in themselves. And I got to a space where it was not about covering my light. Because the light is there to shine light on others and to illuminate their light. But in a space of partnership, I look great and attractive from afar, and the idea of me is great. It's far different when you're actually in partnership with me, or when I'm in a room and people are gravitating to me and I'm speaking. A lot of you, Crypto Tracker, I choose not to speak on that. What I am saying is the beauty of seeing power is to know that it's you and it's always been you. Now, you may be operating from a system that taught you power is only this, or power is only that, or power is only given. No, each and every single one of us, which is in my TED Talk, possess this element of power that is unique to us, and believing in us. When I say I don't listen to people, it's because what they don't have anything that I don't already have within myself. Plus, I've proven it to myself. I've proven my power to myself consistently, from stepping out and saying, I'm leaving this profession to speak. Well, I don't know if that's safe. Listen, that's you. That's speaking of your lack of power within yourself. But I did that because I had to put myself in a position where I couldn't turn around. Now, being a flight attendant, you can easily have time off. So I could have done that. But then I don't know if I would have pushed myself as hard. Because I could have said, well, I could always just fall back on flying. Nah, you just got to go. You just got to go. You got to shed and believe and have the courage and go. And that's why when I stepped on that TED stage, I said, whoa, it's all worth it, because it comes together in ways that you would never expect, but it's happening. I am courageous and I am in my power. Anything outside of that isn't for me. Unless you're in your power, don't speak. No. Until you're in your power, you may not realize the power that you've always possessed. Period. This just comes from me constantly building upon the risks and the courage. And I will continue to outshine my best because I'm the one keeping score. No one else is. Matter of fact, no one else outside of you really matters. You are the one that has to sit with your decisions. I had said this about my courage because I made my decisions, so I'm courageous and I trust them. But if I chose to take a job that my parents want me to do, and I don't like that job, but I did it because I wanted to please them or make them happy, or they said this is what I needed to do, that would not feel good. But because my choices are solely coming from me, I feel great. I don't need to ask anyone. It's my choice. It's what I'm doing. I choose to live where I want to live, not where it's cheap or close to where. No, I go where I want. I don't travel somewhere because I saw it on TikTok. I've been traveling for like 20 years, both professionally and as a passion. I'm beyond what you would see on TikTok. I've been traveling Europe. The first time I went to Europe was 2006. So I'm not looking to be influenced. I influence myself. And what I'm sharing is the beauty of the courage of being you, of showing up as you, of choosing you, of being secure in the choices you make. That courage. The courage of saying, I'm thinking about every sentence because it has to be of power. I'm empowering myself in every word. So let me think about that. No, I'm not going to say that. That's not a space of power. I'm building all of my sentences in a space of power. That's what it means. That's it. So feel encouraged because you're resonating with me because you have it. You would not be on my TikTok live or my YouTube live if you did not have it. And as I shared, if you're on my TikTok live, you can go to my links, but on my TikTok live at the top of my page is my link tree where my TED Talk is. Check out my TED Talk. It is the first link, or on YouTube, type in Hope TED Talk Emergency Landing. That will give you more explanation. All of my links are there to work with me, to collaborate for content creation, to have me speak, my microphone, which I typically use, my Amazon storefront, my YouTube, Hope is Speaking, as well as my Venmo and Cash App if you would like to donate in any way. And I will continue to show up. Many of you have seen me day in and day out. This is really just the story of a dream being realized. Many saw it with the TED Talk. But every time I come on here, this is driven by passion. I have shared the past 4 months have been incredibly life-changing. Challenging, sure. Life-changing. My father dying, my father being in the hospital, me shifting back to my hometown, all of these things. I've continued to show up. There was times where I had to sit back and regain because it is a big loss. However, I'm showing up because I know how these words affect us as a collective. And I love this. This is a passion. And every time you see me, I choose to show up. I'm showing you the blueprint. Hello from the Philippines. Oh, Michael. I'll be there soon because there's now a direct from San Francisco. Whatever you want wants you, and it will take daily, diligent effort, even if it's 1 hour, 10 minutes every day. Show up. I close all of my lives with these 3 things. Be the reflection of love because we all come from an infinite source of love. Show up. Show up for your life. Show up for your courageousness. Show up for your bravery. Show up for you. But until you show up, it doesn't happen. You can't say, it's all 3. It's the visualizing, it's the showing up, it's the working towards. So show up. And the third is step into a space of courageousness. Instead of saying, I can't, I won't, I'm afraid, step into, I will, I can, I am courage. I want to feel what courage feels like. I want to feel that success on the other side. I want to feel what's on the opposite of fear. Because until you know that, you don't see how beautiful it is. I come on every day and I share these words. I am traveling. I'm soon to be taken off, and I am so excited to share with you. I will be on stages and in my element, and this is a passion, and this is what I come to do. And I speak on everything, as you say, as you see. So subscribe to my YouTube, Hope is Speaking. I upload all of my lives onto my Hope is Speaking YouTube page under TikTok Lives. I'm going to create some content today for my YouTube, and let me know, DM me what you would like me to speak about. I love it, and sometimes I need that because I'm like, my thoughts are like all of this. So when you say, hey, Hope, could you speak on this? Could you make a video of this? Can you make some content on this? I love that. I appreciate it. DM me, put it in the chat, all of that. Yeah, thank you. I received that, oh, Michael. So be courageous in this day. Look good, drink water, and expect great things to come. I know I am. I know I am. Okay? Thank you. Bye.